Anglican Church, the Greater Portmore Healthcare Center. In St. Thomas, Saturday, June 12 and Sunday, June 13, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Morant Bay Health Center. Persons should take their vaccination card and a government-issued ID or a letter from the Justice of the Peace to the sites to receive their second dose. The public is reminded that in order to be fully vaccinated, persons must receive the 2 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. The Ministry of Health and Wellness thanks the public for their cooperation.
Turn your radios up.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's Friday night.
Friday rock.
Thank God it's Friday.
This is Engage. It's your drive time entertainment and lifestyle choice on the family station Love 101. Yeah, I'm Siobhan and I'll be with you just for a little. Kalando will join us later on. And I have a quote for you this afternoon as we kick things off. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Well, coming up in the show today, and the updates Maverick City Music's Chandler Moore marries Hannah Paul and calls it the climax of the last year of their lives. Okay, interesting. Sean Lifer tweets that he no longer identifies as a Christian. Started Gospel Music Awards announces this year's nominees. And in Overdrive, we talk God and science. Can believers believe in both? This is Engage. It's your drive time entertainment choice on the family station Love 101. Please stay with us. It's going to be an interesting weekend. It's going to be a good show. And we're looking forward to your company. All right, soon come.
Only Jesus.
Dr. Elaine McCarthy, founder and chairman of Ignite My Fire International Movement, presents the Hope and Healing Grief Summit, Sunday, June 13, 3:45 p.m. Are you going through a rough spot? Lost a loved one, family, or friend? Lost your job, marriage, or possession of great value? These can bring a sense of grief and loss. It can hurt so bad you don't know what to do with yourself. This summit is for you. Join on the Zoom and listen as several trained personnel will share hope and take you on the road to healing. The Hope and Healing Grief Summit, Sunday, June 13, 3:45 p.m. on Zoom. Meeting ID 991-289-9448. Passcode IGNITE. IGNITE on the Ignite My Fire International Movement Facebook page and YouTube channel, or listen live on Love 101 Radio or watch on Love 101 YouTube channel or Facebook page. The Hope and Healing Grief Summit is a Love 101 endorsed event.
Stand up. Digicel Plus LTE home service brings super fast internet to more people in more places. That's simply more speed for your entire family to stream, download, and stay connected in real time. Enjoy better coverage, reliable speeds, and more value. To find out if super fast Digicel Plus LTE home is in your area, call 888-935-5050 or 145 from a Digicel number, or look out for a Digicel Plus agent in your community. Digicel Plus, Jamaica's fastest internet provider.
Labor Day, holiday this year that are the pre and I'm
Yo, my G.
You see my number?
Well, duh.
Nah, man, I just switched my number to Flow. And got 30 days of unlimited data to do everything plus a free LTE SIM.
30 days unlimited everything.
Yeah, man, plus
There's more.
after 30 days, I can activate any plan to continue enjoying unlimited YouTube, social, calls, and text to any network.
We need all of that too.
Yeah, you need to switch to Flow and keep your number. Visit your nearest Flow store today. Conditions apply.
right, if you're just joining us, it's time for e updates. Yeah, it's time for the e updates. All right, so now meet the Moors. So on Tuesday, Maverick City Music's Chandler Moore tied the knot with Hannah Poole at a special ceremony at the 411 in Fort Worth, Texas, at their 1 year or on their 1 year anniversary of meeting. Namor, who is 26, walked down the aisle wearing a rich, fresh tuxedo from Tom Ford shirt and the tie paired with Christian shoes, while Hannah wore a Grace Loves lace dress and St. Laurent heels. Okay, among those in attendance at the couple's wedding included the Rails, Aldrine, that's Houghton, and singer-songwriter Israel Houghton, right? Kirk and Tammy Franklin, Marvin Sapp, Tony Brown and Jonathan J. of Tribe Records and founder of Maverick City Music. Maverick City Music's Naomi Rain sang "1,000 Years" as Paul walked down the aisle. The new married couple got engaged in March. Okay. Now, former songs of the Prophet member Sean Leifer tweeted on June 6th at 11:34 a.m. that he no longer identifies as Christian. The tweet read, "I no longer identify as Christian. Have a blessed Sunday and may peace be with you." Now, we hope to connect with Leifer in the near future to hear what inspired the change. While most of his fans were supportive of his declaration, others expressed shock and confusion. The engaged sends love and support to Leifer as he navigates this new journey. Now, the Sterling Gospel Music Awards recently announced its 2021 nominees. To vote, visit sterlinggospelmusicawards.com. Voting closes Saturday, June 19. Now, the nominees are, I wish I had somebody to help me with this because quite a number of them, but I'm here, so let's do it together, no? Caribbean Artist of the Year, Blessed Messenger, Jay Prince, Jaron Nurse, Samuel Meadows. International Artist of the Year, Jonathan McReynolds. There is Tasha. Oh, there's Tasha Cobbs Leonard, Kara Sheard Amoy. And there's Maverick City Music. All right. Now, Video of the Year, you have Kevin Downs with Carry Me. There is Jermaine Edwards, Watch Over Me. Michael Malachi and Orville Sutherland, God Alone. Is it Nari Berry? Happy Song. Crystal Reed alongside Jai Kingston, Fight My Battles for Me, Lord, and Tiffany Alexia with Seckle. Okay, virtual event. So this is a virtual gospel event of the year. There's Cultivate Worship. There is Mother of the Year. There is Surrender Worship Experience. There is Above Religiosity. Swallow Feed, the Legacy of Music and Worship. Virtual Series of the Year, Heart to Heart Talk Show. That's Tyrell Morgan. I Am Remnant. I Am Remnant Worship Series. There's Midweek Virtual Worship. Conversations with Kevin Downswell. Now, the most rated radio program, there is Sun City Praise. That's on Sun City. That's DJ God and I. Hope Rocks with Nigel, right here in Love FM. The Gospel Light Show with Abigail Blair. That's Gospel JA. Youth Connection DJ Rebirth, right here in Love 101. Oh, there's Fellowship Fridays too, with yours truly. And it's only here on Love. And The Drive with Michael Forsyth. That's NCUFM. Now, online radio program of the year, there's Barrel Man in the Morning, Dwight Ross. There's the Jamaican Gospel Show, Danville Howell. Praise Without Limits, DJ Robert Ministries. The Flight, Purpose FM, Raheem Wellington. My Source Gospel Reggae Show. That's, I think I'll say Simba because I don't want to mispronounce his name, right? And Stephen Murphy. Now, the Gospel Personality of the Year, Abigail Blair, Darren Smith, Nadine Blair, and DJ Rebirth. So once again, that's the nominees for this year's staging of the Sterling Gospel Music Awards. And you can vote all the way until Saturday, June 19. Visit sterlinggospelmusicawards.com. So you're on, you're here, and should I connect you? Should I? Okay, I think so. So he's here. Welcome.
I can't even find the thing.
What happened?
Oh, I couldn't even find anything. No, I wasn't. I was just listening, waiting my turn.
Oh, I mean, I wish you were here so we could go through the nominees together. But I mean, I
Okay.
looked at it, I saw it when I um was in
No,
the final category.
I
So
was
you heard
just
the nominees?
huh? I
You heard
did,
the
and
nominees?
I guess what I a very interesting surprise happened. I think an event, my church had an anniversary event
Mm-hmm.
last. When did we do that? Was it October? Right, because it was our 50th anniversary in October. We had an event which got a nomination.
Oh, what's
I don't see the category here. I think it's like most rated event or something like that.
most event? Oh, it's Swallowfield, a legacy of music and worship.
There you go.
Yeah,
The
nice.
funny thing is, I was the host. I was the host of that show.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it's right here. Yes, virtual gospel event of the year as well. So
yeah,
everyone should vote for that
yeah.
so that
Okay.
we.
All right. So where do I go? I think you're gonna pick up.
No, I'm not. I'll come back at 6.
Seriously, my youth. Okay. In the oh, I need to put this right here, so I can do this. All right. So in the upcoming events, Jeremy and Gordon's Trade It All virtual live concert and after party happens on Friday, June 25. That's at 8 o'clock with an encore performance on Sunday, June 27 at 3 p.m. All proceeds go towards the Inspiring Our Future 360 Degrees Children and Youth Initiative in Jamaica, hosted by Color Your Thoughts Media. And for more info, give them a call now, 876 383 2358. Email them, coloryourthoughts@gmail.com. That's 876 383 2358. And they say register today. Now, Women of New Dimension Ministry hosts a women's conference titled Destiny Calls. This happens on Saturday, June 26th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Zoom. Okay. Admission is only $10 US or 1,200 JMD. Visit SpurOpen.com to register today. Now, our weekend rundown segment is sponsored by SpurOpen.com. And SpurOpen.com is a Jamaican online platform designed to simplify online payments for charities, churches, event organizers, and micro business owners. To register your event, go to SpurOpen.com/events, then click the button that says Get Started Now. Registration is free and your event doesn't have to be paid. All right, so good stuff. So, okay, he's gone, but he'll be back in just a just a moment. All right. So, and in the world of music, we have two tracks for you. Yeah, Duino, Take Me Over, and we also have Vision. He will join us in just a moment. He's on. Yeah, so Vision will join us to tell us a little about his new song. But let me see if I can find "Take Me Over" by Duino. Share that one with you as we get ready to share some new music on this here Friday. It is Engaged and it's only here, right here on the family station Love 101 FM. I have it somewhere. I know I do. Can I find it? Yeah, I can. I'm gonna find it in just a moment and I'll tell you a little about it, right? As we get ready to share with you, all right? This is Love 101 FM and it is the family station. Yeah, doing a dropping new music. Mm-hmm.
God am my guide, you know. I can't speak for anybody else. There's no doubt about it that the Father is real. Everything don't just create itself. It's like you've got thanks for life, for everything. I don't worry about tomorrow. I don't worry about what people say. Cause once I do, then fear will follow. But I'm so glad my season changed. Won't I break sometimes? But that only happens when I give in to the lies. The devil is more like a roaring lion. But in the middle of the night, God opened my eyes. He takes me over, yeah, over now. He takes me from my pain and give me another song. He takes me over, yeah, over now. He takes me from my weakness and say with me you're strong. My problems were not forever, even though they take some time to go. But there is something I remember. There was lightness in the midst of heavy load. There is something about that scripture that makes me feel like I live again. And there is something about believers. Have faith in God and He will be your friend. He'll take you over, yeah, over now. He takes me from my pain and give me another song. He takes me over, yeah, over now. He takes me from my weakness and say with me you're strong. And it's not what I say, it's not what I do, but it's more like the grace of God makes me new. And His mercies are new every morning. I repented and Jesus Christ bring me through. He takes me over, yeah, over now. He takes me from my pain and gives me another song. He takes me over, yeah, over now. He takes me from my weakness and say with me you're strong. Over and over. Another song. Over weakness. Say with me you're strong. God takes me over to the next side. Was lost in sin. Never even know where I was going. But thank you, God. You come and rescue me.
Yeah, nice. Really, really nice. That's Duino, Take Me Over. Yeah, I really like his voice and it's quite unique. It's different. And yeah, check it out on YouTube. I gather it's there. So check it out. Take Me Over, Duino. Now we have Vision with us to have a quick chat about his new song Winner. He's online with us this afternoon. Hey Vision, how are you? Welcome.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me here.
Great, welcome. You in Trinidad, right?
Right, I'm in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, how things in Trinidad these days? I know y'all are in lockdown, right?
Yeah, we're on lockdown for like the last month and a half. The cases really rose up. So we have a 7 o'clock lock off on Fridays and stuff. And well, you know how it goes.
I do. Hey, we have our own share here. But in terms of your cases, what are they looking like though?
To be honest, I believe yesterday was 270 odd cases.
Oh wow!
And to put that in perspective, that's like times that by 2 for Jamaica, because Trinidad is like half of Jamaica's population.
Wow.
Well, keep TNT in prayer.
Yeah. All right. Now, tell us a little about Vision for those who don't know who Vision is.
All right. Well, Vision. Well, as an artist, I've done mainly hip hop with a touch of reggae. That's been my default over the years. I've been doing this for quite a while. Kalando knows. I think my first interview was in 2013 or 14 with him.
Okay.
And it's music is my passion. You know, it's a bit of a struggle at times to do as much as I'd like, but by God's grace, I'm here still doing it.
Great. And you have a new song you're premiering today. Was it launched today?
Well, the music video came out today.
Okay.
The song came out last week, Friday, on Spotify and iTunes and stuff.
And that's Winner. Talk us a little about Winner.
All right. Well, Winner, it features Stephanie Hazel and Gary Mesado, dear friends of mine. The song chronicles my journey with chronic pain due to complications from scoliosis. And that journey and what I've learned spiritually along the way. It's something that's really, it affected my life quite significantly. Many people don't know this. I'm kind of opening up on this song. But for years I've kind of battled with this. The last few years I've been fairly good, but initially it was really rough.
All right. Well, let's take a little in of this new one winner, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Yeah. This one is for the fighters, the survivors. Keep fighting. Vision on the mic. Let's go. I give you honor, Jah, I give you the praise. When I think about how I spent so many days and months and years just living with pain. 2008 scoliosis it came and everything changed. On my first job trying to get that raise, but the pain would have faded, so I had to hand in that page of resignation. My aspirations did not include becoming a permanent patient. Nah, but patience is what I had to learn. At one point I thought I'd never work again. No, I'd never earn. I'm stuck in bed with a constant burn, but it was there you gave me revelation about the spiritual world set apart for the season. The Father had his reasons. Now his son's coming out, still shining and believing in Jehovah. Yeah, I'm here to tell you that it's never over. And that
I'm a winner by his grace. I'm still standing in the faith, 'cause my God is great. I had to walk through some dark days, but now I see that my loss was gain. 'Cause I'm a winner by his grace. I'm still standing in the faith, 'cause my God is great. I had to walk through some dark days, but now I see that my loss was gain. My loss was gain.
dreams delayed, I had to switch lanes. I was watching everybody overtake me, man, I felt lame. At times, no indicator that things would turn around, but you were the navigator and my savior. Years of therapy, you carried me. One set of footprints in the sand, that was JC holding me up. I know he hold you down, those suffering with lupus, fatigued right now. I know he hold you down, those battling with cancer, doing chemo now. I know he hold you down, those drowning in depression, it's not over now. I'm the proof that you can rise, don't believe the enemy's lies, this will not be your demise. Blessed hope in Jesus Christ.
I'm a winner, by his grace, I'm still standing in the faith, 'cause my God is great. I had to walk through some dark days, but now I see that my loss was gain. 'Cause I'm a winner, by his grace, I'm still standing in the faith, 'cause my God is great. I had to walk through some dark days, but now I see that my loss was gain. My loss was gain.
None of us escape the struggles that come with living in a broken world. The Bible doesn't say if you face trials, it says when. In suffering, we may feel like God has abandoned us, but we can't live by our feelings, but on every word that comes from the very mouth of God. And God's word is not silent about our struggles, beloved. The Bible says we are afflicted in every way, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not driven to despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down, but not destroyed. So we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. The struggle is real, but through Christ, you are a winner.
Absolutely amazing. Really nice video, Vision. Yeah, really, really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I give God the glory, even as watching, I get in a little because God's grace is really sufficient,
Yeah. And we're reminded that we are winners every day. Yeah.
Right.
Romano, so can we get the music?
Yes. Well, my handle is Vision Music. That's VIJON music. Right across Instagram, Facebook, on YouTube. You can check out the music video. Search Vision Music. It's right there.
Great. You want to add anything else before you go? What do you want to say as you leave us today?
Yeah, man. I mean, the song is just an encouragement to those who might be having, ongoing illness or any kind of struggle going on for a long time. I encourage you to put your faith in Christ, because that is ultimately what makes you a winner.
Thank you. All the best, Vision. Great connecting today. Thank
man.
you.
Thanks for having me. Miss you,
Great.
Jamaica. Bless up.
All right, that's Vision of the Trinidad and Tobago. This is Love. Take a break or we come back. Kalando will be in. All right. This is Love 101.
Yo, my G.
Ah, you see my number?
Well, duh.
Nah, man, me just switch my number to Flow. And got 30 days of unlimited data to do everything plus a free LTE SIM.
30 days unlimited everything?
Yeah, man. Plus,
there's more.
After 30 days, I can activate any plan to continue enjoying unlimited YouTube, social, calls, and text to any network.
We need all of that too.
Yeah, you need to switch to Flow and keep your number. Visit your nearest Flow store today. Conditions apply.
Wait, what you doing here? I come to sort out a license. That little thing me I try start. But them no want help me.
That not right. You talk to the manager?
Yes, same too busy. But as a money man walk in, them run can help him.
Everybody have the right to fair and just treatment. That's how the constitution go. Come, we're going down there. And this time I have to help you and treat you with respect.
Everybody have rights. Brought to you by the National Family Planning Board and the Office of the Public Defender.
Every time you share a Coke, you can express what is hard for you to say. Open one and start now. Collect and share our bottles to ask for a kiss, to promote change, to show others how much respect you have for them, to spread smiles, to take a sip of Coca-Cola, to sigh, and to fill the world with fun. Express yourself letter by letter. Look out for our bottles with the alphabet and share your wishes, feelings, and your joy with Coca-Cola. Open for better.
Life comes at you fast and it can hit hard. Apply for the Credit Union Prepaid MasterCard from CNWJ with chip and PIN protection. Need a card with a personal line of credit for emergencies? We have that. Need a card you can use to shop online for that must-have item? We have that. The community and workers of Jamaica Prepaid MasterCard. All the convenience of a MasterCard. Discover the benefits of belonging.
I'm looking for a new pizza joint with that perfect crust. My car needs a bit of a tune-up, and my pregnant wife needs something from the pharmacy. So I turned to the printed yellow directory, and in an instant, the pizzas are ordered, the oil change is booked, and the thing that I'm not allowed to say out loud has been purchased for my wife. Problem solved. When you need something quick, do yourself a favor. Flip through the printed yellow directory. Stop searching, start finding. Yellow, we know local.
All right, the sound there of Colton Dixon Miracles on the family station Love 101 at 6 o'clock right here on this here Friday, June 11. And stick and stay, all right?
Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right, cool. angle. I'm trying to give you the right. Okay, I'll give you the studio view back there. I'm moving again, so I'm not. Ooh, that light is rough, eh?
Well, I think you should face the light.
I should. It's a little dark.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm trying to get rid of the glare from the light.
Right, because okay,
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
work
So this is going to be a little weird, but I guess I have to wait. Maybe I should change and go under the light.
It's over here. Right, it's overhead. Right, he's on now, people, so y'all can jump on.
Oh, here we go.
Much better. Right.
I just need to watch the.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you for holding it down for the first half there. I only caught some of it, so appreciate that. And now we're going to talk today a little bit about science and God. Wait, but it's hold on, it's like you're just doing like a Zoom call and I'm leaving all this stuff. Hold on a second there. All right, so you got me?
I do. You're right there.
All right, so the relationship between religion and science is the subject of continued debate in philosophy and theology. To what extent are religion and the Bible, well, religion and science compatible? Is that the question that we want to ask? Or to what extent are they compatible? Are religious beliefs sometimes conducive to science, or do they inevitably pose obstacles to scientific inquiry? I don't know. Well, that was an interesting question that we raised a couple of weeks ago, and so now we're here. I think we brought Teddy back, Teddy Jones, Pastor Teddy Jones, public theologian, author, and life coach. And then we've got Prophet Chambray Robb, she's currently pursuing a doctorate in medicine, where she's actually studying medical and clinical sciences. And we want to talk about science and church, science and God. And welcome, Chambray and Teddy. You guys are hearing me?
Thank you.
Yes,
yes,
everybody.
Okay, wonderful.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Chambray. Great. Thanks for joining us today. Glad to have you. This is an intro. How many? So, Chambray, you operate in the prophetic. So it's safe to say you're a church person, but you're also studying medicine, science, eh? Medicine, which relies a lot on science. So
yes.
Do you come across any kind of challenges that has anyone ever challenged you to try and understand why would you have faith when science is more real? They try to suggest that science is real and faith isn't. Have you ever encountered any conversations like
that? Yes, I have. I've had people try to kind of, I guess, disprove or discount the reality of faith in the context of science.
Mm-hmm.
But in my experience, especially in studying the human body, it is very evident that our belief systems, or rather the scientific principles, align with our belief systems. I wouldn't necessarily say that our faith aligns with science, but rather that science aligns with our belief system.
Okay.
That really kind of summarizes how my scientific view.
What are some of the arguments that people put forward when they challenge your belief, your faith?
Some of the challenges would be, that everything in the world, everything in creation can be explained through science and can be explained through human discovery and human intelligence. But even in saying that, it also violates the very foundations of the scientific method as well as scientific principle, because everything that we understand about science is posed with questions that are beyond our current or base level understanding. So really what science is pursuing knowledge and understanding about the world around us, about ourselves, and just, just about everything that is, and when you are in a faith environment, the propensity is to attribute everything to God. And God is the creator of all things, as we know. But what science does, it gives definition to how things were made, how things came about. But science at this point has never been able to disprove God. So it really does, in all of our scientific discovery and all of the research that has been done, I think it's very significant at this point that we can say that science, in all of its advancements and discoveries, has never been able to disprove God or discount the principles of our faith.
There you go, Teddy. What is this? What are some of the reasons the church and science do not mix? Why do you think that is? Well, it seems like they do not mix. Why is that the perception that we live with?
Yeah, interestingly, let's start there. Interestingly, that was not how it was at the beginning. Galileo, Kepler, and Newton, who are considered to be among the main founding fathers of science, interestingly, were all Christians, right? And in the early days, much of scientific inquiry and exploration was actually informed by the Bible and the whole concept of faith. These men were solid men of faith. The real shift, the diversion began with the revolution, with Descartes' statement, "I think, therefore I am." The whole, which gave rise to the rise of the scientific inquiry and the pursuit of knowledge as a standalone. And from that point, more and more science began to dispense with any notion of the importance or relevance of faith in seeking to understand how the world works. And the technological revolution, the industrial revolution, all of those changes. So science gradually began to discredit the faith, and I think perhaps that's where the suspicion and over time, it seems to have gotten even wider. But as Chambry said, religion, faith. Sorry, I'm really best to be understood as two different pathways seeking to accomplish the same thing. Understand our existence and understand the world and how it works. So they ought not to necessarily be considered as being enemies, but really different approaches to understanding reality.
But the debate, I mean, that separation, if I could describe what you said, the whole "I think, therefore I am," and what that led to.
Yeah, the point of divergence.
The point of divergence between science and faith has sometimes impacted believers who would then reject science,
right,
or not embrace it as much because they only believe in faith. And then based on even how yourself and Chambry have described it, it's like Christians end up having the same reaction as the scientists, where there is this rejection of the other, right? So right. Science has no place in church has no place in science, kind of thing. Why do Christians not acknowledge that God created science and and science is part of one of the ways that God wants us to discover His goodness. How come we don't see it that way in church?
Yeah, right. And I think it's because of how the religious leaders at the time reacted to the departure that occurred, and from that point, they view it with increasing suspicion. And so because it started at that point and did a kind of a full-scale rejection of faith altogether, I think from that point onwards, the religious community, I see there's a way in which kind of a lot of things get handed down, passed down through the generations. So the suspicion and the antagonism started then, and it has just kind of almost unquestioningly been handed down through generations of church life. And it was in more recent times that the conversation has begun to shift, where more and more of renowned scientists, physicists, even metaphysicists, persons who were very openly anti-faith, some who were openly atheistic, have come out and said, look, let us come to a point of agreement of saying that we are seeking to ultimately understand reality and using different approaches. Some of them have not recanted to the extent to say, well, I now believe in God, certainly the God of the Judeo-Christian faith, but quite a few of the renowned atheists whose foundation and platform is in science have now come to say, look, there are some things that we just don't understand, and increasingly we are coming to the view where we are concluding that there are just some things that science cannot explain, and I am now prepared to include an element of faith. I'm not going to call it God, but an element of faith. To include that some external force different from humanity has to have been responsible for the start of the cosmos as we know it, for example. One of them, who I don't remember his name now, but he's credited as unlocking the human genome, is one of those famous ones. Another is Anthony Flew, right? And then similarly on the side of the faith, a number of noted psychologists, a number of noted Christian psychotherapists have also been saying to the faith community, let us not automatically view science as the enemy. So they're looking at the ways in which each have complemented the other. The Bible said very early, spoke very early about the waters beneath the earth, for example. And for a number of years, science mocked at that, that there is no water beneath the earth. But geologists now know that there is actually more volume of water in the Earth's crust than what we have above the Earth's crust in terms of the ocean.
Wow.
So here it is, they were accusing the Bible of being an ancient, unscientific book when it makes mention of something as the waters beneath the earth as early as Genesis. And even in Isaiah, when it spoke about the Lord seated above the circles of the earth, even science itself was at a point where it considered the earth to be flat. But again, scientists came around to a theory of the earth being elliptical, and ultimately that has been conclusively established. So an important view to contemplate is that each complementing the other and not the kind of intrinsic enmity that a lot of persons have a view of it.
So Chambray, I like that Teddy would have introduced the scripture, because I wanted to ask you to comment on, sometimes people accuse the scripture of being a little bit more like fantastical, and it's, it's these elaborate stories, the descriptions are very literary, not necessarily literal.
Mhm.
And so you can see how if someone is of that view, they may not actually pick up the science that is found in the Bible. Does the Bible teach us anything about the science, about this sort of scientific discovery of life on Earth?
Absolutely. You know, as Reverend said, you know, for a long time, many scientists believe that the Earth was flat, and for the entire time, you know, the Bible had told us that the Earth was elliptical, the Earth was round, and then, you know, it wasn't until later that scientists came to the agreement that the Earth was indeed spinning on an axis. So things like that contribute to, you know, the fact that the Bible, as much as we try to make it it is literature as well as literal. And that is the mystery of the scriptures that a lot of people sometimes have a hard time grasping. You know, even in the creation account, where the Bible says that when God was creating Adam, and he created Adam from the dust of the ground. And a lot of people don't think that is a metaphor or something of that nature. But really, if you study biology, the entire human body is made up of minerals that are found in the earth.
In the dirt. Yes,
We are made up of minerals that are literally found in the ground. You know, things like, you know, iron and carbon and nitrogen and sodium, you know, things like that make up the human body and are catalysts for the functions of the human body. So it you know, we come from the earth, and we literally live by the earth. There are certain vitamins and minerals that your body needs to survive that can only come from external sources, meaning they come from plants, they come from animals, they come from the sun. You know, we are made from the environment that we actually live in, and the Bible tells us in the first book that we are a product of the dust of the ground. Adam is in the Hebrew, when you really study it, it literally means like dust, dirt. You know, we are actually a huge complex compilation of the dust of the ground. And it took a while for scientists to figure this out, but the Bible has been telling us this for centuries, you know.
Human beings are this embodiment of the science, then, is what you're saying.
Right.
Absolutely. When you really study the human body, and you really go into what the human body is made of, you realize that everything that God told us about ourselves is true. Even the curse, the punishment for sin that God placed on Adam and Eve, and He said that if you eat of this fruit, you will surely die. Meaning that from this point over on, you are starting a process of death. Like you are and when you think about that, and when you study the human body, we are literally living in that declaration that God placed on Adam and Eve. As grotesque as it may sound, we are literally, you know, dying every day. Like our bodies are going through a process of degradation. There are certain organs and fixtures that you are born with that you won't have when by the time you turn 25. You know, your vision gets worse. Your bones become more you know, dense, and they become more brittle, and the cartilage in between their joints become more worn down and things of that nature. There are certain ailments and conditions that you literally can just gain with age, you know, and that's why so many of us human beings, we are trying our best to reverse the process of aging and trying to slow down the process of aging, you know, and the truth is
It will not happen.
What the
Exactly.
it can't happen. It is appointed unto man once to die. As much we have in the medical field, there have been so many different discoveries and vaccines and medications and therapies that have been developed to help the human body survive different environmental changes. There has been, therapies designed to help us survive different diseases, but we have not been able to cheat death. We have not been able to stop the process of death, because when God said it is appointed unto man once to die, that was that. And because he is the grand architect of the human body, and he is the one that literally is the driving force of such, it is literally what it is. A lot of medical professionals will sometimes sit down and ask themselves, how does all of this dirt come together and just live? How does life come from lifeless material? And the only answer is the Ruach of God that was described in Genesis, the breath of God that caused man to become a living soul. And so a lot of the gaps in science, and any scientist will tell you that, there are some gaps in our understanding. We don't have the full picture. And when you really think about it, the gaps are filled by the presence and the power and the creativity of God. The reason why all of these the dust particles of the earth can come together and create a living and breathing being is because the breath of God is the driving force that causes life, that brings life, and that sustains life to a certain extent. So, it is really a significant. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it is really an interesting discussion. And I think that a lot of Christians would benefit from actually sitting down and having conversations about the sciences, because they really do give us a deeper understanding into what it is that God has actually put in place on earth, and so I'm an advocate for Christians and faith in sciences, because because since being in medical school, I can say that learning about the human body has even more solidified my belief that only God could have created
done this. But as you talk about science and faith, and I'm tracking what you're saying. And if I put my mind to the fact that you're saying, okay, so we came from dust, everything that's in the human body can be found in the dirt or in the earth, in the atmosphere, in the environment somewhere, because the Bible spoke of us, us being, coming from Adam, first man kind of thing. And as you said, it is the breath of God that actually causes it to come into being, all those elements to synchronize and synthesize and operate in synergy, and then here we are, human beings, and we continue to reproduce. But then if we follow that track and we think of something such as a person being diagnosed with cancer or some other type of disease that they're then cured from, what's at play there? Is it the body healing itself because the body has that ability? Or is that faith intervening?
Well, part of what we have to recognize too, Kalando, is that there's a principle, a philosophical principle that says all truth is God's truth. The Bible speaks of Jesus as the embodiment of truth. He identified himself as the truth. And in philosophy, the principle says all truth is God's truth. So whatever science discovers and finds to be true, that too is part of God's revelation of truth. So whether it is through the medical advances that brings that healing to the person, or whether it is through a divine intervention where science had conclusively diagnosed the person with cancer, all the scans were there to prove, all the blood tests were there to prove, and then the person goes back, and there is now no trace of cancer whatsoever without any medical intervention. That science does not know how to handle that, does not know how to explain that. And it goes back to the point we've been trying to make, that both disciplines come to a point where there are things that the other cannot reasonably explain, and therefore it's best to understand it as being complementary of the other.
Right, because you're suggesting that there's something the Bible doesn't explain that science does?
Right, because the Bible, though the Bible...
Tell me one thing that science explains that the Bible does.
The Bible is not a science book, right? And vice versa. There are many things that science explains that confirms declarations of the Bible, but science is not a book of faith. It's not a book of spirituality, per se. So it is to understand the interplay between the two and see how each complements the other. When you look at, for example, the Bible refers to God placing the sun and placing the moon in their place. And then science now tells us that the earth is strategically located in an elliptical position relative to the sun and the moon that puts it in the ideal habitable zone. So we are tilted at a particular angle that causes the earth to be not too hot because it's not too close to the sun for earth to be too hot for life, and not too far away from the sun for earth to be too cold to sustain human life. And then the environment, the atmosphere, the precise, accurate mix of oxygen and hydrogen and helium and all the other gases that are present on other planets. But here it is. Science is saying that this atmospheric mix of gases is the ideal to sustain human life. That can't be random.
And then you're saying the Bible would
defies mathematical probability.
And the Bible
would be random.
Yes. Okay, which suggests that it couldn't just be some random cosmic. What do they call it? The Big Bang theory.
Some just
because
that it just happened.
Science reveals that there is some.
Science follows laws and principles. So you can't you can't truthfully say that, and at the same time say that the probability of this happening randomly is so small. Like it is 1 over a number that is so large that the answer becomes so close to zero that it is tantamount to being impossible. Even if you take a scientific calculation of the probability of all of this happening randomly.
So science suggests
it's basically impossible.
What you're saying then is that the science has discovered, and I suppose it would be consistent with what you guys have been saying, that the Bible has for a long time suggested the earth was round, and it took a little while to catch up. The Bible has for a long time talked about this sort of indelible precision with God put the sun and the moon in its place, and then and it took science a while to catch up that okay, this couldn't just be a random thing. Some being had to have done this with such precision that it works, and human beings can live on this blue earth or blue rock or whatever they want to call it. And that's how science proves the Bible.
Right. So Kalando, Newton, one of Newton's laws says that matter tends towards a state of disorder unless an external force is applied to keep it in order. That's Newton's law. The creation defies that. The creation operated in reverse because it came from chaos into order. And that's what Genesis 1 says. It was without order, there was darkness, and God, because brought order out of the chaos. So in Newton's law, we would expect things to disintegrate. not come together.
Not formulate.
Exactly.
All right, Chambray, I'm going to leave you with the final words, 30 seconds. You said more Christians should be having these conversations. How do we get that started?
I believe it all comes with just coming together and sitting down and not being afraid to hear what may be offensive to us. I believe that more scientific professionals should be brought into churches to speak and to communicate their views, and things like this, having a conversation like this where we're able to make connections between scientific discoveries and biblical principles is really what's going to help us to broaden our understanding of the Bible as well as broaden our understanding of God.
Amen. And it all comes back to God. Thank you so much, Chambray. Rob,
no problem.
Which I gather Rob soon to be something else. Is it still going to be Rob, or we're going to have a different name?
Gamble.
All right. Thank you very much. And Pastor Teddy Jones, public theologian, author, and life coach. Chambray is pursuing a doctorate in medicine, but she's also a medical and clinical sciences student. And I thank you very much to Christian people who also believe in science and see God in the science and science in God. Right? God is in the science and all right. That's it. Thank you guys before I get myself into any trouble on that one. Thank you very much, Teddy and Chambray, for joining us for that discussion. That's where we say goodbye from another in the series. Engage, which is your drive time, entertainment, and lifestyle choice right here on the family station Love 101. Join us again next Friday for another episode, another edition, another time in this space. I'm Kalando. How are you doing?
I'm good. You'll be back next week at 5:30.
Who was Amoy talking about? She said, "Friend, you look nice and rich, though." Who is that? Is that
must be me?
Is that me or you? Because I'm looking at the time and thinking, maybe was I on at that time? Maybe she look nice and rich. I mean,
I can share some with you, though. No,
you can share, of course. That's the way to kind of look on a Friday evening, after.
I know. We don't do pop down.
Like, you look nice and rich.
We don't do pop down.
You look nice and rich, though. I mean, need somebody to tell me that, just to kind of make my day. You look nice and rich.
She's let me see what she said here quickly before you skip.
What is on for the weekend?
Oh, it's the birthday weekend.
Oh, it's the birthday? Oh, I didn't know that. That totally.
It is the birthday weekend. It's on Sunday.
Yeah. So, what's the plan for Sunday?
I don't even know, because this curfew business.
Just you can have like virtual celebrations, and then first of all, curfew is 2 o'clock. You do not have to celebrate your birthday on the day that it falls if you want to.
I know, but I mean, I'm sort of over this virtual thing. You know this.
Well, you do have, but here's the thing now. There's like, on a Monday, you can go all the way up to 9.
9.
Well, okay, 8:30. Because you have to get off the road to be able to.
Oh, big up all the June people, right, boy? Birth blessings, right? Yeah, so you're saying 8:30?
Yeah, you could go out. So because of course, okay, so Sunday's 2 o'clock. So Sunday, it really cramp your style. You have to do like a breakfast. Or like a brunch.
My friend was saying, boy, I should leave the house at 8 and do something and come back by 1. I'm not into that.
Well, you could do a brunch.
Yeah, that was recommended.
Like 11. Okay, well, I suppose you still have to come back by 1. Because
you have to come back by 1. All right. So I think
but anyway, I don't know. I don't know what people do to celebrate birthdays. You should just travel. That's the right way to celebrate a birthday. Travel.
When I get my second,
I have my second dose now. So I'm.
Oh yeah, when I get mine, I'll think about that.
Because with being fully vaccinated, I was gonna show you my card, and you know Dr. Eldemeyer Shero.
Yes, I do know her.
Name. I was vaccinated
Lady?
by her today.
Quite a lovely lady. I do like her.
I'm saying she was the one that vaccinated me.
Oh.
got royalty treatment.
I watch you.
I looked at the card. I'm like, oh, look at this. Your name is on it. So now forever we have this connection. You were the one that saved me from COVID.
Yeah. So when you got your second job, by the way?
I got it today. Today.
Yeah,
so
you're
today.
good 14 days after you're super
Right.
good.
So 14 days from now, I'm okay. So if I travel and I return, I only have to miss the gym for 8 days. Or 4, because chances are I probably would have only gone 4 days.
Well, until we get to herd immunity, then we should do away with some of these.
I do hope that they removed the I mean, they've cut down the quarantine to 14.
Yeah, from
but
14.
If you're fully vaccinated, I do think that you could probably get out a little sooner.
And then my thing is that when you're coming back, you still have to do a test.
Maybe because remember that the vaccine doesn't prevent you from catching COVID, and if you have COVID, you can pass it on to unvaccinated people, and those people can still end up being ill and being hospitalized. And the point of the vaccine, in terms of just getting people back to, as much normal or on to whatever is next waiting for us, is that you want to be able to reduce the burden on the health system.
Right.
And also you want people to be well. You don't want people to be sick, because even if you don't end up in the hospital, if you're sick and at home, that still is, it's taking away from productive time. It's scaring the family. It's creating all kinds of other mental, psychosocial, physical issues.
Yeah.
So, not having people sick, not having the health system overburdened with the emergency, because it's not like you can say, all right, well, next month you can check in for your vaccine, for your COVID conditions. And by the time you check in, Siobhan gone. So we're good. It's not like that. It's just going to pile up. And then we have an overrun and things just are bad.
Strain on the system. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need more people vaccinated. And we are working on getting more vaccines into the country. You know that we've booked the J&J 1.4 million.
Yeah.
That's supposed to start coming in August. So by the time, it would be great if it could be sooner, because then, we really need the children to be back at school in September. Enough of this virtual school thing, man. Enough
of virtual stuff.
I know. So we need to kind of get serious about ensuring. Yeah. But I do know that a part of what holds it up is that we don't have enough vaccines. Right?
And then once we have people, some people are still thinking, should I go? Should I not go?
Right. But if it's here and someone say, yeah, man, let's go, and we make a thing of it, and you go and you get it. And then with the Johnson & Johnson now, which is what's coming in August, with the Johnson & Johnson, that's a one jab. So you get it, and you don't have to come back again, We need that. Anyway, we'll keep talking about it until we get there.
Thanks, Carolyn. Thanks, Jackie. Yes.
Yes, you have some happy birthday wishes here. Jackie saying it. Oh, Chevy, happy birthday on Sunday. That's from Carolyn. Beverly, hi Shivani, how are you? Well, Beverly, he is getting ready to celebrate his birthday on Sunday. So that's how he is.
Yes. Well, have a great weekend. Keep safe.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Oh, and everybody who needs to go get their second dose, the Blitz, you can go to the Blitz. But aren't you due now?
No, I'm due on the 20th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go next week.
I'll wait. Wait my turn.
We'll have you again next week, so go next week. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Take care.
Great.
That was totally wicked!
This message will sell.